Good morning. Continuing looking at Hebrews. Let's go back to Hebrews 1:2 and just catch the end of it this morning. But in these last days, he has spoken to us by his Son, and then we get two important descriptions of the Son. Now keep in mind, Hebrews 1:1 through 3 is like a loaded up, kind of like we talked about with John 1 through 18, a loaded up precis, sort of a synthesized, power-packed punch about the deity of Christ. And of course, this is shrunk even more, and yet than John 1, but it is loaded. In these last days, he has spoken to us by his Son, whom he appointed the heir of all things. So the first thing you notice about God the Son is that he was appointed as such by his Father. It's a divine appointment. Secondly, through whom also he created the world. Well, we've talked a bunch about that. But I want you to see that through whom he created the world, you get this Trinitarian sense that's starting to emerge. Right now, you have a sense in which God the Father is acting and moving with, in that way, God the Son, right? Through whom he also created the world. Perhaps a way of shedding a little light onto this issue of a divine appointment, if we read Hebrews 2:5 through 9. For it was not to angels that God subjected the world to come, of which we are speaking. It has been testified somewhere, and that somewhere is Psalm 8. What is man that you're mindful of him, or the son of man that you care for him? You made him for a little while lower than the angels, and you've crowned him with glory and honor, putting everything in subjection under his feet. Now, in putting everything in subjection to him, he left nothing outside his control. At present, we do not yet see everything in subject to him. See, the work of the Father, right? The work of the Father. It wasn't to angels that he subjected the world, but no, it was to God the Son. The working of God the Son is at the appointment and behest of God the Father. I say that to you because I want you to see that the Trinity acts within a kind of concert with one another. And so when the Son is acting, it's at the Father's behest. Remember, Jesus pointed out, I have come to do the will of my Father. He'd say things like, I only speak what my Father tells me. That's because he came by divine appointment. He's the final word, and that final word comes straight from the Father, right? So it reinforces to us the idea that he said back that we mentioned before, a few days ago, that when Philip said, show us the Father, he said, if you've seen me, you've seen the Father. It's very important to note that the Father and the Son are distinct, and yet the Son is representing the Father and is acting at the appointment of the Father. May the Lord bless you today.